Hi everyone, and welcome to Symbiote Slabs, a fairly new venture that we've started, selling rare and key issues of slabbed comics. Show you just a couple thus far that we have, and then we're going to get to an unboxing of 18 slabs fresh from CGC in Sarasota, Florida. Let me turn the camera around. Just show you some of our recent ones. She-Hulk 1, Iron Man 1, Fantastic 452, of course, first Black Panther, Marvel Spotlight, first appearance Ghost Rider. This is one I really like, first Supergirl who debuted in Action Comics 252. And then, of course, if we didn't have symbiotes at Symbiote Slabs, who would we be? Anyway, this is Rodney.
Hello, everyone.
Here's a box. I marked it fragile, and because it is fragile, there's some great books in there. Some of them are worth $1,000 or more, and certainly all of them are worth in the hundreds. So let's see what we got. Let's open them up.
Let's get to it.
We do have some books for sale. We're not saying all of these are for sale or will be for sale, but of course you're welcome to make an offer, and we'll take a look at it. But we do have some for sale on the Facebook page now, and of course you're welcome to buy those anytime. All right, number one, we'll pull it out, we'll see what it is, we'll show you, we'll discuss it for a little bit.
Packed as usual.
Oh, CGC certainly knows how to pack comics once they've been slabbed and graded.
Big shot of that.
And these were these pressed and cleaned as well?
All these were quick pressed and cleaned.
All right.
It took about 4 months to get these back.
And spoiler alert, that's probably why you came back with white pages on some of them.
That's right. All right, let's do the first one here. We have an Avengers number 11, 4.0.
Let's take a look at that.
Came out pretty nice.
And that would be the first appearance of Spider-Man in an Avengers book. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That's a beauty.
Came out pretty good. Looks good.
What do you think the value of that is?
I'd say that's probably in the neighborhood of about 200 to 250 bucks, just ballpark.
Yeah, we don't pretend to be experts on pricing. We're just giving you ballpark here.
We're just sharing with everybody our collection. Let's see, number 2. This is a really cool book. This is a Tales of Suspense, number 57, first appearance Hawkeye.
And Hawkeye is going to, I believe, be in that new movie. Maybe we're going to find out what happened in Budapest.
Yep.
Finally, once and for all.
That's right.
Get in on that inside joke.
Came out pretty good. That was rough. It's an older book, but came back at a 3.5. And that's probably worth somewhere in the neighborhood, just guessing, maybe around $300 ballpark.
Stan Lee and his brother collaborated on that. Larry Lieber would be, of course, the brother to the late, great Stan Lee, who was born Stanley Lieber. If you didn't know that.
We're going to bring out this next one. Was a little bit of a disappointment, as we like to call them. Applaud.
Applaud, a purple label of death.
A little disappointed.
Wah, 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 wah. Plot alert.
I really did like this book. This is a Strange Tales Annual number 2.
No one opens these boxes hoping to get a purple label. Would you say that's a fair statement?
I would say that's very accurate.
All right, well, let's take a look at it anyway.
Very early appearance of Spider-Man in
And
1963.
I'm guessing somebody either took a black magic marker to it or what. Let's see what they say. Restoration includes spine split, sealed to cover. So I guess it came apart and they used some Elmer's glue.
Yeah, let's take a look at the back.
Something like that. I don't know.
It's possible. Can't really tell from the back, but...
But the experts at CGC could tell. Is that Dwight Eisenhower on that advertisement? What we got there? No, it just looks like
looks like it a little bit. Anyway,
Strange Tales Annual.
Very early appearance of Spider-Man.
Number 2, 1963.
Yep.
Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Steve Ditko. That is quite a trio of huge names in the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
Probably the 3 biggest names of Marvel Silver Age, if I had to guess.
And here's another one that's a little bit of a disappointment. Not as big of a disappointment as that one.
Here's a qualified.
Yep.
Not quite as dreaded, but a green label.
This is a X-Men number 35, as you haven't can tell, you'll see in the rest of these books, we're Spider-Man fans. Anyway, number 35, first appearance of Spider-Man in X-Men and an 8.0. Apparently it's missing a page on the inside.
Yeah, it could just be an insert, or somebody ripped out the ad to send in for the secret decoder watch.
Disappointing.
I hope they got that watch, and I hope they were able to decode the secrets.
This book is super, super clean.
That is a great looking book.
I mean, really came out.
And it's not restored, and
Nope.
it usually doesn't affect the story. It says
No,
it right there.
not restored.
Does not affect story, so it's probably a little tear-out card or insert or advertising page or something like that.
All right, let's
And
see what we
we're
got.
getting a little light there, so if we could maybe, start placing them down here, it seemed to work a little better.
Yep.
But anyway, onward and upward.
Yep,
Excelsior, let's get to the next one.
All right, the next one, a rare DC book.
Well,
We're
we're equal
big DC
opportunity
guys,
slabbers here at Symbiote Slabs.
but this book's been heating up just a little bit. This is Mr. Miracle number 1 and a 7.0.
And I have to admit that Mr. Miracle was not on my radar, and he is a guy I need to learn more about.
He has been, he's been coming up on the radar.
But if Jack Kirby did it, there's going to be something interesting about that.
Yep.
Of course, a lot of people don't know Jack Kirby did do some work for DC, though I think it's fair to say most of his most famous works was with Marvel. First appearance of Mr. Miracle and Oberon, Death of Thaddeus Brown.
Yep.
That's a nice looking book right there.
Here's a really nice book. Back to Marvel. We got a Captain America number 117.
And that would be first appearance of Falcon.
And this one came back really
I'm
nicely.
going to say he doesn't have...
8.5.
He hasn't been given the shield yet. I'm not sure if that happens in this book. But of course, spoiler alert, of course, if you haven't seen Endgame yet, I'm not sure what you're doing watching this video. He does get the shield from an older Captain America to continue to fight the good fight. Stan Lee on that, and Joe Sinnott. Origin and first appearance of the Falcon, Sam Wilson. That's a very nice book at a very high grade. That may be the nicest we've seen yet.
Yeah, this next one, back to it, our second DC book, maybe the oldest book in the collection. This is a Green Lantern number 8 and a 6.5.
That is a beauty.
Ken Center. That's a very old book. Alright, let's see what else we got here.
Now, maybe one day they're going to make a good Green Lantern movie. Hopefully we should all live long enough to see that.
Alright, let's see what we got next in here. How about, this is a popular book right now. Strange Tales, number 114, early appearance of Captain America, and a 7.0. Super clean book. Really clean.
Let's take a look at that. Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby. Again, you got the holy trinity of Marvel creators there. Acrobat disguised as Captain America.
Correct.
First Captain America since 1954.
Right.
It's amazing they kept putting this guy on the shelf because he's such a great character.
All right,
That
let's
is a
see what we
nice
got
looking
next.
book.
This next one's one of my favorites. Now, most of these books have been in my collection for over 30 years in storage. This next one, Silver Surfer, number 14, super clean, 8.5. First appearance of Spider-Man in the Silver Surfer. Came back really nice.
Stan Lee story. Spider-Man appearance. Letter from Doug Mensch. I have to admit, I don't know what that refers to.
Well, maybe he's a mensch. Let's see here. Alright, this will be a popular book with our viewers. This guy is rumored to start being in some movies in the future.
Oh, this is a great one. This could be a $1,000 book.
Submariner number 1 and a 7.5.
That's a beautiful book there. Now, it's not the first appearance of Submariner, but it is the when he was given his own title. And he's pretty big in the Marvel Pantheon, even though he hasn't made an appearance in the MCU yet.
It's coming.
We're thinking it could happen, and it could happen sooner rather than later.
This next book, one of my favorites, Captain America, number 100, and at 8.5. Stack that right on top. Super clean.
So explain how the 100 becomes Cap in his own magazine. Was that a carryover from a different Tales of Suspense? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That was Tales of Suspense 99 rolled into Captain America 100 when they decided that the only suspenseful thing was how can we get more Captain America because he is such a great hero. There's a Black Panther appearance in this. Stan Lee was involved, of course.
Yeah, came back cleaned up.
And that is an
Really
8.5
Yep.
CGC.
Yep, came back really nice. Alright, we'll leave that one there. Next one, we're going to go back to Fantastic Four. This is a really early book. Fantastic Four number 19 and a 9.0. Came back
That
really
is a
nice.
very early
Very
FF.
early. You can see there was a little bit of chipping on that one, but
It's not perfect.
not bad. It's complete.
There's a full page ad for something called X-Men number 1.
There you go.
That, I'm not going to crack it open and take a look at that ad, but
Yep.
I may have to look up later, see what that looks like.
Trivia
Whatever
for
happened to those X-Men? They do all right?
Alright, let's see what we got next here. Let's move on to Fantastic Four. This is a really cool book. Fantastic Four, annual number 1, came back in a 4.5. Early appearance of Spider-Man.
That's very nice looking. Yeah, there's Peter Parker right there. Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Dick Ayers. Early Spider-Man appearance.
Yep.
Origin of the Submariner.
Yep.
First appearance of Lady Dorma and Krang. That's a nice looking book there.
We're going to keep this going. Next book, Fantastic Four, annual number 2, and a 7.0.
Oh, wow. That is in very good shape. And this one, I believe, recounts the origin of Doctor Doom. It's not the first appearance.
Early appearance of Doctor Doom.
Of course, first appearance would be Fantastic Four number 5. But I'm not sure in FF5 how much they went into the origin. This one does. 7.0.
That book's probably worth in the neighborhood of about $700 in that condition.
It's a $700 book there.
The next one, we're going to keep it going. Another Fantastic Four annual. This time we have number 3 and an 8.0. Really cool cover. Lots of Marvel characters on this particular cover. Get that piece of plastic off of there. So really a neat cover. Lots of appearances of.
Yeah, everybody's in this.
Yep.
And it would appear they, of course, and then why wouldn't they be? It's the Invisible Girl getting married to Mr. Fantastic.
There you go.
And why shouldn't they come to the wedding?
I'm going to save the best Fantastic Four book for last. I know our viewers are going to love this book. Fantastic Four, number 72. Early appearance, 9.4.
That is a beaut.
The Silver Surfer.
That is beautiful.
Isn't that something? 9.4. 2 more to go.
Is that Galactus
Yep.
in red?
That's the Watcher.
Or that's the Watcher?
In the back. But usually where there's Silver Surfer, Galactus is around.
You know, he's given the instructions.
Yep. All right, we've got 2 more books. Character we haven't looked at yet. This is also a hot book right now. Incredible Hulk, number 102, and 8.5.
That is a great looking book.
And that book probably in the neighborhood between $300 and $400.
Looks like it's showing him converting back to Bruce Banner from the Hulk. Continued from Tales to Astonish 101.
Yep.
Origin of Hulk Retold.
Yeah, the origin story. This next book is one of my favorite covers of the Hulk. Also came back super clean. Incredible Hulk Annual #1 and a 9.0.
That's a
Beautiful
great
cover.
cover. He's
Beautiful
holding up
cover.
the masthead.
Yep.
In the artwork. He battles the Inhumans. 9.0.
That book probably worth somewhere in the neighborhood of around between $600 and $700.
The folks that picked this up off the newsstand probably didn't end up with a 9.0.
Isn't that something?
It is in great shape.
And that is all we have
That's
today.
the cover, but that's a lot.
Yep.
We're going to be sending some more into CGC. Of course, their turnaround time is not particularly fast these days, as you well know. Let's get a nice shot here of all these lovely books, and of course, before we fade to black, we'll show you some Symbiotes, because we enjoyed going live from Symbiote Slabs. Thanks very much. Please like our page. Please tune in again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.